Guys, what is up? Big Red Reviews here, back again with another video. And ladies and gentlemen, Marvel's cooking. Like, they're in the kitchen, they're cooking real hard right now. So let's talk about the two big announcements that have come out over the past week since the Super Bowl and why I'm excited. Obviously, I'm a Marvel fan, so I'm gonna be excited. But as we know, it's no secret, Marvel has kind of lost, depending on who you talk to, either completely lost it, semi-lost it. Some people even say they haven't lost it at all, but they have lost some of their spark since Endgame. The most down bad year, I think, for me as a Marvel fan was 2022. Hey guys, it's Joey here, Editor Joey. I just wanted to touch on this a little bit because I don't really explain it well in the video, but I kind of mixed up 2022 with, I guess, like just the mush that is Marvel content, if that makes sense. I kind of explained it in the video, but, you know, Marvel for 2021, 2022, we're just throwing stuff out. And there was stuff I liked in both years. Like, 2022, I forgot, I had Black Panther 2, Moon Knight, Werewolf by Night, Doctor Strange, which I really liked. But then, you know, it had some stuff like Miss Marvel, which I didn't like, Thor 4, which I hated, you know. But then 2021 had some stuff I didn't like either. So, I try to explain it in the video, but overall, it just comes down to mush that they were just trying to, I feel like, get stuff out to get stuff out instead of thinking about the story. And movies like Black Panther 2 and you know, Guardians 3 and Shang-Chi and Black Widow and now, you know, even the Marvels and stuff are showing me, like, you know, how Marvel's going forward now and what kept me around, and now that I'm glad they're going back to quality. The beauty of old Marvel is that, you know, everything was connected and like, you would go to see the movie obviously for itself, but then like what it would set up, and you know, we lost that kind of in 2021 and 2022. So then what I think happened was, since Marvel went 1 year without making anything, they were like, oh, well, everyone's going to want everything now, so let's just make everything the minute we can when stuff opens up again. So then 2021, they just spam content. 2022, they spam content. 2023, they kind of spam, not as much. And now we're in this reform of Marvel, and that's what I wanted to talk about today. I've seen a quality boost, at least in 2023, after February. I don't count Ant-Man 3. Ant-Man 3 was not in this quality boost. It was mid as fuck. That's like the definition of mid, is that movie. I don't think it's the worst Marvel movie ever. It is rated, I don't think so at all, but it is mid. It's like the perfect definition of mid. Then we start getting into the good shit, right? We got Guardians 3, which is like, it's like one of my favorite Marvel movies. Like, I think it's the best in the trilogy. I really love that movie. I saw it like 4 times. Then we had Loki season 2, which was just like such a breath of fresh air when it came to the storytelling, and just like that was the first time, besides Guardians 3, that was the first time in a while where like I was so hyped to see what happened. Like, each week went by and I'm like, how's this gonna end? What's happening? Blah blah. And especially the finale, I had no idea where they were going. Like, recent Marvel, I can kind of tell what's going on a little bit sometimes, except Guardians. I did not expect everyone to survive in Guardians 3. But Loki, I was like, oh my god. And then we had the Marvels, which I'm going to die on the hill saying Marvels was a good movie. And I'm glad people are finally starting to realize that. That actress who plays Miss Marvel, I don't know her name, she's probably one of the best casting decisions like Marvel's ever made, like ever. And because she's so passionate, and I love that. And then the girl who plays Monica is really good too. I don't know her real name, but that movie was really fun. I mean, that dynamic between them, they had a lot of chemistry together. It was just a fun movie. It was short and fun. Like, obviously there's some sad scenes in there, but it was so fun, like just seeing their powers mix and the camera work, and I just really had fun with it. Secret Invasion was the one thing that came out last year that I was like, okay, like, Secret Invasion is probably one of my least favorite projects Marvel's ever done. It might be my least favorite project ever. I think it is, actually. Oh my god, wait. I think it is my least favorite project ever. Like, it had so much potential, and then I don't even want to talk about it. I want that out of my mind. Going into 2024, if you guys don't know what's really going on with this, is basically Bob Iger came back and him and Kevin Feige talked and how they need to go back to quality over quantity for Marvel, and I agree 100%. So now I'm glad, like, so you can tell that they're actually enacting this plan, because we heard this about a year ago and I was just like, but obviously some movies they had to get out, like Guardians was like done, you know, and he had to go work on DC. So Marvel's came out, and then Echo, and now look at 2024. One Marvel movie releasing. We haven't had this since Phase 1, and it's Deadpool. And I think this is the best decision they could have done. Look at the Deadpool trailer. It is now the most viewed trailer in 24 hours ever. It beat out Spider-Man, it beat out Endgame and Infinity War. I am so, like, my levels of hype for Deadpool 3 haven't been around since No Way Home. Also, I have to say, this shot fucks. It just looks amazing. Like, I'm glad they kept the rated R. I'm glad Disney's finally listening to their audience. Like, oh my god, we want rated R stuff. Like, you know, everyone's kids who are watching these movies, and just the story. Like, you see the TVA in it. Like that's what I'm talking about. It's finally like everything's connecting. Like, it's not like Loki's just this one-off thing we're never gonna hear from again. Like, now it's in a movie. Like, it's just like, ugh, it's so great. And then, you know, we have some shows coming out this year. I honestly don't even know what shows are coming out this year. I'd have to check. But and that's really it for Marvel this year. You know, they're taking a fat break. Next year, I think, so if you don't know, Captain America 4 was supposed to come out this May in 2024. They pushed it a whole year back because they're reforming and they're doing quality over quantity. I'm so glad. So since Deadpool 3 was already in the oven, like, baking, and then they were cooking, they didn't have to push it back. Captain America 4, they literally rewrote a lot of stuff. Usually rewrites are, like, scary, but this means, like, you know, oh, now that we can finally, like, just let them cook, and we're not going to do the half-ass stuff we've been doing. They're like, okay, what works best for the story and what the audience will like. Daredevil. Look at Daredevil, for example. This show might have the highest quality of standard to the audience out of any Marvel project, just because the Netflix show is probably some of, if not the best content Marvel's ever produced. And so they have a lot to live up to. If you guys don't know about what's happening with the TV shows, basically, a regular TV show has a showrunner, which is a single person or even two people running the whole story, and just making sure the story goes. In the Disney shows, it was always like one person a season making a story, and then the next, if they do a next season or something, it would be a different story, or like the episodes don't like feel linear or whatever. That's why Loki season 1 and 2 worked so well, because they had the same showrunners and they had the whole story planned out. I'm not saying you have to have the whole story planned out like Attack on Titan or anything off rip, but they at least had like new like plot points of where they wanted to go, and so that's why Loki season 1 and 2 felt like a book, like they said. Daredevil was kind of the same way as the old Marvel TV, which I'll call it, where they didn't really know, like apparently it was so bad, like the leaks that were coming out, like I don't even want to talk about them because they're just ass, like people dying from the old Netflix show, like some of the old Netflix characters not even being in there. So they literally stopped filming. Well, the strike happened, they stopped filming and whatever, and they literally rewrote, like, I don't know if it's like half the show or the whole show or whatever, and now they're back with like a singular showrunner, which I think one of them is the guy from the original Daredevil, and so now he is doing his like whole story that's planned out that Marvel liked when he pitched it. And so that's what I'm talking about. Like, now they're finally making strides to get us back into that old hype level of Marvel. 2025 is going to be a big year for Marvel in the past couple years, because we're going to have Fantastic Four. Actually, this is why I'm making this video, because today they just announced the Fantastic Four cast, and it's great. I'm so excited for it. I like the vibe they're going. I like it's the 60s, and I'm just really excited. We don't know much more other than that, but yeah. Then we have Captain America 4 next year, and I don't know what else exactly is coming out next year, but, you know, we're getting closer to Secret Wars now, so they're starting to set that up. But, man, Marvel's, like, seriously cooking. I know they've probably been stressed seeing their numbers drop and their ratings drop, but like I've said, I'm always going to stick with Marvel. I just love what it does for cinema, how it brings people together, but I love the connected story. I feel like a lot of people are doing that nowadays, but Marvel, when they're cooking, they do it the best. And yeah, Deadpool's going to be amazing. I can't wait for that. It comes out in July, and then next year is going to be an amazing year for Marvel. I can't wait to see how we get to Secret Wars. And yeah, let me know what you guys think down below about how they're cooking, or if they're not cooking in your opinion, and what you're most excited to see from Marvel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love you all. Bye-bye.